humans at the center of work. So you've got to be pro-you. You've got to really understand what are your unique curiosities, what drives you. Don't feel like what gives you energy is something that isn't relevant because the old world of work didn't appreciate it. Really start to understand how you're going to get to a place of no one beats you at being you. The second thing I would say is lean on other people. I mean, we've got new data that shows two big things. People are feeling totally overwhelmed and people are turning to each other. We've got, I think, 82% increase in the number of people posting on LinkedIn about feeling overwhelmed. A lot feel like AI training is a second job. But what's interesting in all the memes you're seeing on TikTok of people asking GPT, like, what should I say to my wife? And the wife said, what should I say to my husband? Is that actually isn't what's happening. People are turning to other people more than AI, more than search engines. And that's really comforting to me. Like, the number one source for professionals at work is their network. So thing two, build your network. And then the third thing I'd say is just learn. Like, first thing is empowering, be pro-you. The third thing might feel a little crushing, having just graduated. You didn't graduate. Like, you're not done at all with learning. Like, you're not going to not read again. You're not going to not have to sit and learn something new and fail again. That's all going to be forever now. And that's an amazing thing, because, like, the best of life comes at the other end of hard and challenge and pushing yourself. But just start learning every day. Just start building that daily habit. I think if you do those three things, week over week, month over month, things will feel easier because you'll feel more in control. You'll be going off your own map. That isn't to say it's not going to be hard, but just know it's going to be hard for everyone. And so you're not alone. And at the other end of it, if you're starting your career, you're going to have more years in what I think will be better work with more options for how you want work to be in your life, what kind of work you want to do, than any generation has had before, certainly since the Industrial Revolutions. And so just lean into it.
AISHWARRYA, thank you very much.
Thank you.
A very good morning to the Student Council Leader and CEO of AI Company. Our nation's future lies in its youth, and their future depends on the opportunities we help create for them. As a Minister of Education, I see the issue of youth employment not just an economic problem, but as an educational challenge. The BBC's interview between KTK and AISHWARRYA highlights the truth we can't ignore. The world is evolving, but our system haven't caught up fast enough. My role as a ministry role is to bridge that gap to ensure our education system produces not just graduates, but future-ready citizens who can thrive in a digital and global economy. So, according to the statistics from July 2025, Malaysia's unemployment rate was 3.0%. But I highly agree that although this shows overall stability, the youth unemployment rate remains quite high. So, this situation shows that many young people still face obstacles in this finding suitable jobs in this digital market. So, as a Student Council Leader, Ms. AISHWARRYA, what's your opinion about this issue?
Very good morning, everyone. As young people, we often dream about our future, the kind of career we want, the goals we hope to achieve. But the reality today is that many youth are struggling to find jobs, even after years of studying and hard work. So this issue of youth unemployment is becoming more serious, not just in Malaysia, but around the world. It affects our confidence, our financial stability, and even our future direction. As student leaders, we need to understand why this is happening and how we can overcome it. Because the youth of today are supposed to be the leaders of tomorrow. Am I right, Yageni?
Good morning to everyone. Yes, you are right, Ms. AISHWARRYA. I believe that we must see this time not just a bad economy, but as a deep, lasting change driven by technology that is completely redefining the value of human work. My main job as a AI company CEO is to make sure we manage this huge change with good planning and strong commitment. We must help our young people to become smart, ethical partners with AI, and also by this we can build a stronger and better economy for the future. So what's the main factor of this issue, Ms. Bagya?
If I may begin with what I believe is the most crucial factor is the mismatch between education and industry. For decades, our education system has been built around examination, grades and theory. That has helped us to produce bright, disciplined graduates. But in today's fast-changing job market, it no longer needs guaranteed employment. Employers, as highlighted by AISHWARRYA in BBC discussion, are now hiring not just for knowledge, but for the ability to think critically, adapt quickly, and solve real-world problems. The World Economic Forum 2024 identified the problem-solving, adaptability, and analytical thinking is the top 3 skills demanded by employers across all sectors, even above technical qualifications. So, in many of our schools and universities, students still spend most of their time for preparing for exams instead of developing these real-life skills. And I feel the same way the frustration of the students who work hard and graduate with flying colors and still find the world does not recognize their qualification the way they expected. So it is not because they lack of talent, but it's because the curriculum and job market are evolving at different speeds. Students are being trained for yesterday's jobs and industries are already preparing for the tomorrow. Ms. Yageni, as the CEO in the AI sector, you see this every day. How quickly skill demands are shifting. A decade ago, no one talked about machine working or prompt engineering. Today, they are essential. Yet every universities are teaching them at scale. So that's exactly the problem in our education system. Education is not outdated because it's wrong. It's too outdated because it's too slow. Industries change in months, but the education takes years for reforms. So this mismatch has become the serious barrier in digital marketing nowadays. So we have students who are intelligent but underprepared, and employers who have talent but can't find the right talent. So that's why collaboration is vital. However, only by closing the gap we can build graduates who can not just for book smart, and we can build them for the future ready citizen can work for the artificial intelligence like CEO of Ms. Yageni. So as a student council leader, what's your opinion, Ms. Aishwarya?
As members of the council, we often talk about our future, about what we want to be, what kind of career we hope to have. But the truth is, many young people today find it really hard to get a job, even after years of studying. Let's talk about why this happens. Firstly, lack of experience is a major reason. Many companies prefer to hire people who already have experience. But as young graduates, we often don't have that yet. It becomes a cycle. You can't get a job without experience, but you can't get experience without a job. Industries today want workers who can handle technology, data, and communication effectively. Another issue is high competition every year. Every year, thousands of students graduate, but there are not enough job openings for everyone. This makes it difficult for many young people to stand up, especially in popular fields like business, education, or media. On top of that, economic challenges make things worse. When the economy slows down, companies cut costs and reduce hiring. Some offer only part-time or temporary jobs. That's not sustainable for young people who want stability. And of course, soft skills also matter. Some young people may have strong academic results, but employees are also looking for communication skills, teamwork, and positive attitude. Without this, even a qualified candidate might be overlooked. So, what can we do? As students, we can start preparing early by joining clubs, doing internships, volunteering, and building our communication and digital skills. The world changing fast, and we need to adapt to stay ahead. In short, the issue isn't that young people aren't aren't capable, it's that we must learn to bridge the gap between education and the working world. Do you agree with me, Ms. Yageni? And what is your opinion about this?
Thank you, Ms. Bhagya and Ms. Aishwarya. I totally agree with the points raised by you both. The factors of economic uncertainty and education industry mismatch are absolutely contributing to the crisis. Companies are hesitated to hire and our schools aren't teaching the right skills. However, I must assert that these are largely symptoms that the result of far greater irreversible cause. The three primary factors eliminating the traditional entry job are: AI is automating foundational tasks, removing the first step of the career leader. AI is systematically taking over all our repetitive entry-level duties like basic coding, data entry, and scripted customer service. These tasks used to be the only way young people got their initial experience. For an example, my company AI can review thousands of legal documents in seconds, a job that used to take a junior analyst weeks. This makes that junior role economically obsolete. Other than that, this is compounded by broader economic fear, forcing companies to victimize young hires. While my friends rightly pointed our macroeconomics uncertainty, I argue this fear combined with technological change leads companies to implement a first to hire, last to hire policy, which is making young people the most vulnerable group. Therefore, the true cause is not slow curriculum reform, but the irrefutable economic reality that human labor cannot compete with consistency and the scale of AI technology. So, Bhagya, in your opinion, what are the consequences of this issue?
I'm sorry to disagree, but as a Minister of Education, another critical impact that we must acknowledge is the increased burden on our education institutions. Today, universities, colleges, and even secondary schools are no longer just centers of learning. They are becoming for career preparation hubs. They are expected not only to teach but also prepare students for employment, career guidance, build industry partnerships, and digital skills. This growing responsibility brings immense financial and emotional pressure. According to the OECD report 2024, more than 65% of universities worldwide struggle to meet rising demands for employability programs and digital reskilling. So, and here in Malaysia, we are facing the same challenge. That is why the government has allocated a record-breaking budget for 2025 education, around 64.1 billion ringgit. This is the highest in our history. This budget supports school upgrades, student aid, and expansion of debate to better connect education to the job market. However, even the investment, teachers and institutions remain under heavy strain. They must now reallocate limited resources to fund career units, innovation labs, and internship programs, all while managing their regular teaching duties. A recent survey found that 67% of teachers are getting early retirement due to excessive workload and tasks beyond their core duties. So, Ms. Aishwarya, as a student council leader, you likely seen how overworked teachers still give their best. And Ms. Yageni, as a CEO of AI company, you understand how burnout affects productivity and innovation. That's why the ministry is working to lighten this institution and human burden through the education industry collaboration frameworks. This is help for the future of education depends not only on how well we prepare our students, but also how well we support our educators. Preparing future-ready graduates is not the duty of school alone. It must be a shared national mission between the ministry, industry, and the youth also. So, as a youth, what's your opinion, Ms. Aishwarya?
Thank you, Ms. Takia. I totally agree with you. As a student council representative, I want to talk about an issue that affects many young people today: the struggle to find a job after finishing school or university. We often hear stories of graduates who send out hundreds of applications but never get a call back. This isn't just a personal problem, it's a serious social issue that affects families, communities, and even our country's future. So what actually happens when young people can't find jobs? Let's look at the real impacts. Firstly, unemployment affects mental and emotional well-being. When someone keeps facing rejection or stays jobless for a long time, they start to lose confidence and motivation. It creates stress, frustration, and even depression. In some cases, many young people begin to feel that their education was a waste, that they are not good enough. The real problem is the job market, not their ability. It's a painful cycle. The longer they stay unemployed, the harder it becomes to stay positive. Secondly, being unemployed brings financial pressure. Without a stable income, it's difficult to support oneself or the family. Some may need to depend on parents for years, delaying independence. Others may end up in part-time or low-paying jobs just to survive. This financial struggle also delays major life decisions like getting married, buying a house, or continuing studies. It slows down their entire life progress. Next, when young talents can't find opportunities locally, they start looking for jobs overseas. This leads to what we call brain drain. When skilled and educated youths leave the country, it's a big loss because the young people could have contributed to national development if proper opportunities existed here. At the same time, their potential and creativity go to waste when they can't apply their knowledge anywhere. Imagine spending years studying engineering but ending up working in a field totally unrelated. That's not just a personal disappointment, it's also a waste of national resources. Another serious impact is on the nation's economy and social stability. When many young people are unemployed, the productivity of the country decreases. It can increase poverty levels and even lead to social problems like rising crime rates, like drug abuse or unhealthy lifestyles due to stress and hopelessness. Economically, youth unemployment means less spending, fewer taxes, and slower growth. In the long run, it weakens the country's future workforce and innovation power. Lastly, unemployment can also affect family and social relationships. Parents may feel burdened, siblings may face more pressure, and young people might isolate themselves out of shame. Some families even experience tension because of financial strain or disappointment. Over time, this affects the social harmony of the community and society. Full of frustrated and hopeless youth is one that struggles to move forward. It is because when young people rise, the whole nation rises with them. So, what is your opinion about this, Ms. Yageni?
Thank you, Ms. Aishwarya. As the CEO of AI company, I must caution that it is against focusing on the immediate symptoms of job loss. The greater impact is the erosion of future leadership capacity. The critical impact we must urgently address are: the traditional career path is being structurally broken for the majority of young people. It is because the established trajectory, starting with the basic experience and progressing to the strategic management, which is now served. Young people are hitting a dead end before they can even get started. For an example, a student who can't get the first data of entry job will never learn the corporate context needed to become a future data scientist or skill. The experience gap is too large. Other than that, this loss prevents young professionals from gaining essential foundational experience and judgment. Without those first rules, graduates cannot gain contextual learning, mentorship, or the practical soft skills like the street smarts, which is needed for management. For an example, you cannot learn negotiation or how to handle a corporate crisis from a textbook. So, you have to observe and learn by doing basic work in low-stakes environment. Finally, this also ultimately threatens the development of ethical judgment needed by government to AI systems. It is because a lack of foundational experience undermines the ability to develop ethical resilience. These are the critical human skills needed to oversee powerful AI systems and prevent major social mistakes. Consequently, the most insidious impacts of the crisis is existential threat to our future leadership capacity and national innovation that results from the systematic destructions of entry-level experience. To finish it strong, what are the most creative or effective ways to overcome that you came up with, Ms. Bhagya?
If we truly want to solve the challenge of youth employability, we must begin where it matters most, within our education institutions. Our schools, polytechnics, community colleges and universities must no longer prepare students only for exams, but for the real-world challenges. Our curriculum must move in rhythm with the industries of tomorrow. The ministry is now collaborating with key sectors from artificial intelligence to renewable energy to ensure that what we teach reflects the real skills Malaysia's economy needs. Next, we are ensuring that every student graduates not just with a degree, but be professional with the professional skills. Because as employers like Ms. Yageni will tell you, the future belongs to those who can think critically, connected, meaningfully. We are empowering our teachers through the AI for Educators program. Nearly 400,000 teachers are being trained to harness artificial intelligence. They are learning to design smarter lessons, personal learning, and provide instant feedback through intelligent tutoring systems. This is not just a technology, this is a transformation. Because when our teachers evolve, our classroom evolves, and our classroom evolves and our nation moves forward. So, Aishwarya, we want students like you to help shape this new chapter of learning. And Ms. Yageni, we look the industry to be our partner in creating opportunities that match with the pace of innovation. Together, let us build an education system that does not just prepare our youth for the career, but gives them the power of defining. So, what's your opinion about this, Ms. Yageni?
I wholeheartedly agree with the points made about the need for better internship and ensuring industry needs are reflected in skills training. Those steps are crucial for better connection. However, the scale of problem demands a corporate-led structural solution. First of all, we must replace all repetitive jobs with high-value roles focused on AI oversight and collaboration. We are committing to immediately replacing the traditional junior analyst with roles like AI governance analyst, or algorithmic bias origin. These jobs require human judgment to check the machine's work. For an example, an AI governance analyst doesn't process invoices. They just audit the AI system to ensure the invoicing is fair, accurate and ethical. This is a strategic role from day one. Other than that, this model serves as a clear commitment that the private sector will lead and invest in the new talent pipeline. This commitment proves we are willing to pay a premium for strategic and human AI collaboration skills. We are investing in our own future leadership instead of asking the education system to solve all our problems. Hence, the only viable path forward is a full corporate commitment to strategically innovate the first job, transforming it from a dead end into mandatory fast track for a human AI governance and leadership. How about you, Miss Aishwarya?
I see your point, Miss Yageni, but I have a different perspective. As a student leaders, we often talk about our goals and dreams for the future. But one issue we cannot ignore is youth unemployment. The fact that so many young people struggle to find jobs even after years of studying. Today I want to share some practical ways we can overcome this problem and help more young people build successful careers. Firstly, we need to equip ourselves with real world skills. The job market today is changing so fast. Employers want workers who are creative, technology and adaptable. So young people should learn digital skills, communication, teamwork and problem solving method. Not just focus on academic results, but joining clubs, workshops and short online courses can really help us gain those extra skills that make us stand out from others. Secondly, schools and universities should promote internships, part-time work and volunteering. Even short-term experience can help us understand how the working world functions. It also gives us something to put out on our resume, which build confidence and make us more employable. Experience is the best teacher and we shouldn't wait until after graduation to get it. Next, there should be better career counseling in schools. Many young people don't know what jobs are actually in demand or how to prepare for them. Having career talks, mentorship programs and industry visits can guide students to make smarter choices early on. Lastly, the government and society must play their part too by creating more job opportunities, supporting youth for startups and improving vocational training centers. It's a shared responsibility to ensure that no young person is left behind. In short, overcoming youth unemployment isn't impossible. It starts with us by learning, preparing and believing in our own potential. When young people are skilled, confident and supported, they can turn challenges into opportunities. So let's be the generation that not only looks for jobs but creates them.
I partially agree with you, Miss Aishwarya. I think although we have many solutions to overcome these issues, as we think logically, we should be balanced in aspect of human skills and AI. The job problem is caused by the simple economic truth that is AI is taking over human work, and this has broken the career path and threatens our future leaders. So we must stop using small and slow fixes. So the final solution is companies should fully promise to make the first job better through our AI collaborator certification model. which is making sure new employees focus right away on checking the AI and being ethical. How about you, Miss Bagya?
I totally agree with your opinion, Ms. Yageni. And I also, as the perspective of the student council leader, I also agree with them. So, this is our end of our discussion. Alright, the audience may ask questions regarding our discussion now.
So my question is for Ms. Aishwarya. So as a student leader, how do you think students themselves can take initiative to improve their employability instead of relying fully on the education system?
Thank you for that question, Ms. Pravina. I believe that while the education system plays a big role, students also need to take ownership of their own growth and employability. We can't wait for opportunities to come to us. We have to go out and create them. For example, students can actively join clubs, community projects or innovation competitions that build leadership, teamwork and communication skills. These experiences teach us things no textbook can. Secondly, we should take advantage of the many online learning platforms available today, like Coursera, Google Career Certificates, or even the free AI learning modules supported by the ministry actually. This helps us gain extra skills in areas such as digital literacy, design, data, or entrepreneurship, which are all highly valued by employers. Thirdly, networking is very important. Students can attend career fairs, industry talks or webinars to understand what the job market expects. That kind of exposure helps us make smarter career decisions early. Lastly, we need to adapt the right mindset to always be curious, adaptable and willing to learn new things. The job market will keep changing, but if we develop the habit of lifelong learning, we will never fall behind. So yes, the system must prepare us, but we, the students, must also prepare ourselves. Employability isn't just about getting a job, it's about being ready to grow, contribute and make a difference wherever we go. So I hope I have answered your question, Ms. Pravina. Thank you.
Let's end our discussion and the Q&A session here. Thank you.
Thank you.